Welcome back, BookTube. It's time for a Friday Reads video. I'm going to do this kind of quick before I have to head off to work. So my audiobook, I'm listening to 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. That's this really huge book, or 3 books together, depending on which version you get. I elected for the audiobooks. I had downloaded it some time ago, and I thought I'll finally just get to it, start listening to it. I'm on chapter 22, and that's where I'm going to end it. I've had it. I cannot take this book anymore. Kind of had an interesting premise. There's like a dual storyline between Tengo, author. He's an author who comes across a manuscript from this young girl, and it's kind of poorly written, but a very intriguing subject or where the story is going. And he and an editor decide to rewrite the story with her permission under her name, and then submit it to a prize, basically fraud and stuff like that. But the author herself is a very interesting character. It looks like she had gotten away from a cult of some sort. She's very kind of monotone and kind of, you don't get any kind of feeling for this character. Very ambiguous, basically. But that's that one storyline. Then you have Aomami. She's late for some kind of meeting at the beginning of the story. Her cab driver suggests she climbs over this railing to kind of like take the emergency exit to get off the expressway, and she can get off maybe and get to her meeting. He says, but things may change. Or she makes this kind of ambiguous statement. She's like, I don't know what that means. And then later on, she comes to discover that she may be in a parallel dimension. Like, things are different. She starts to notice different things, like police officers, different uniforms, they're different guns that they're carrying. So when did all this take place? So she comes to this conclusion, and she names the world that she's in now 1Q84 as opposed to 1984, because the Q is a question mark. I thought, oh, this is intriguing. She's quite an interesting character. We come to learn of her quote-unquote profession. But Murakami doesn't know how to write women. Done. He's obsessed with their breasts. That's all that I can't tell you. If I had a drinking game for every time a woman's chest is mentioned in the first 22 chapters, I'd be dead from alcohol poisoning. And grateful for it at that point, because I'd had it. Constant sexual references. There's trigger warnings for childhood rape within this book. But I just got so sick and tired of hearing, oh, they're too small, oh, too big, they're, move on to some other topic, for God's sakes. Had it, done, not listening to the rest of it. So, anyway, kind of hit or miss with Murakami for the most part, mostly miss. So I moved on to this title. I should have shrunk this back down. It's called Small Angels by Lauren Owen. I was listening to another audiobook, and it was sort of like, based on your listening, you might like this, and they give you samples. So I started listening. I said, well, it sounds kind of interesting. I'm just going to read you the synopsis from Goodreads here. It says, Small Angels updates the classic ghost story for the 21st century. A wedding in a Suffolk village sees the woods begin to stir with an unsettling magic and forces a troubled family secret out into the open. When Chloe turns the key to Small Angels, the church nestled at the edge of Mock Beggar Woods, where she is to be married, she is braced for cobwebs and dust. What she doesn't expect are the villagers' concerned faces, her fiancé's remoteness, or the nagging voice in her head that whispers to her of fears she didn't even know she had. Something in the woods is beginning to stir, to creep closer to the sleeping houses. Something that should have been banished long ago. Whatever it is, it's getting stronger, and pretending it's not there won't keep the wedding or the village or Chloe safe. So, good kind of gothic ghost story type thing, and I'm looking forward to, like I said, something different. Because I had it with Murakami. I mentioned last time my physical book that I'm reading is From Below by Darcy Coates, another horror book. I'm on chapter 21 here. This one's going really well. I'm really enjoying this so far. We're following a kind of a dive team that is going in search of a 100-year-old shipwreck called the SS Arcadia. And they've been tasked with coming back with like 12 hours worth of footage. They're contracted to do this, otherwise they won't get paid. The crew is a mixed bag of, accomplished divers and new divers. But things are kind of going wrong already. One of the divers isn't very experienced and kind of doesn't want to let down the team. And, he should be paying more attention to like his oxygen levels and things like that. But kind of pushing too far. You can get the bends if you go down and come up too fast and all that stuff. So a little sketchy there. Equipment failure. There's supposed to be kind of those little submersible things that they can send down to film without having people having to go down there to add to their footage. All those cameras fail. So what's happening there? Did someone sabotage it? Is something in the area causing things to happen? We don't know. Interspersed with the story of the dive team, we also have the story of what happened to the ship. And that's like at the beginning of various chapters, you'll see like what happened prior to, and strange things are happening on the ship, noises from the walls and people acting strange. Definitely good creepy atmosphere building on this. Really, really enjoying this. So yeah, interesting characters, interesting setting, and a really good mood for this. So really enjoying this one. And then I also picked up this magazine at work the other day just because I'm into the whole paranormal stuff. I just find it kind of cool and creepy. It goes with my love of horror, but got this magazine called Ghost Hunting, True Tales of the Paranormal. And the reason I picked it up because they were on the cover. They're from a show called Kindred Spirits that's been on TV. I don't know if it's coming back anymore because I think some of the characters, I think the lady has her own side thing she's doing now, so I don't know if the show will come back on. But it just talks about various locations and things, different hauntings and the places they've been to and what they've experienced, and it's really, really kind of cool, capturing evidence of the supernatural and things. I'm really enjoying the Stanley Hotel. So I like that. I actually work with a guy who does paranormal investigations. He's probably going to be watching this too because he watches some of my videos, and I love hearing from like some of the things he's done and come across. So it's really cool, and it's a great kind of chat with somebody else who has this kind of interest too. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm reading for this week. Hope you guys are reading something interesting. Let me know down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.